Okay guys, so what we're going to do to check these valve tappets is we need to get us a feeler gauge. Okay, and here's a feeler gauge you can get from like O'Reilly's or Advanced Auto. They're like $7. They have a multiple of sizes. But make sure you check the back and make sure it covers the size that you need. I need the 3000s. It needs to be the smallest, and this one actually has that right there, 3/1000 of an inch. Some of your bigger feeler gauges that are for automotive start at 8,000 and go bigger. So be careful that you check the back of the box and make sure that this feeler gauge has the size that you need. Okay guys, so once we've determined that the motor is at the top dead center of the compression stroke, you should be able to find play in your rocker arms. These right here are your rocker arms, and this is your tappets. It's delicate work, and they make a wrench that actually has a little screwdriver, a little thing on the top with a nut breaker, which makes it really easy once you get your tolerances set to lock them in. Down here is where you're going to check the tappet on the top of the back side of the valve stem. So it says in the book the tolerances is 3 to 5 thousandths. I am going to check it at 4 thousandths right there. I'm going to check it at 4 thousandths. If I can get 4 thousandths in there, and you have to put it at an angle because you want to be pulling straight across, so it's tight work. But you should be able to get this in there between that tappet. And then you want to pull as straight as you can to feel what kind of drag. Don't pull it at an angle because your tappet will be dragging it. You got to get it flat down in there. And once you get it down in there, slide it in and see how it feels. And if you're curious like I was, the tallest, the most open tolerance was 5 thousandths. I could not get 5 thousandths in there. So I'm right in the middle of my tolerance, which is where I want to be. Meaning I can slip this feeler gauge between that tappet and that, the top of that, between the tappet and the stud and the valve. And that feels pretty good. And when I go to the 5 thousandths feeler gauge, I could not get it in there, which means I'm within tolerance. If you have to make an adjustment, you want to definitely try to get this in there and pull it straight. If you're pulling at an angle, you'll be pulling a drag that that's not a true reading. So, and I'm sure they make a feeler gauge that's a smaller and more delicate one that's thinner. I know they do. This one's a little big for this. But, yeah. If you're wondering where your tolerances are at, if you can get this says 3 to 5 thousandths, and I can get the 4 in there, I don't want to be able to get the 5 in there super easy, or even a 6. Then I'm open too much and I need to snug them down. And you just loosen this nut right here, and then you got a little square-headed stud right here, and with this nut loosened, you just turn that little stud gently. As you're dragging your feeler gauge, you should feel a little snug. Don't pinch it down in there. You just feel a little drag on it, and you're within tolerance. And then you don't move this. You cinch this lock nut down, and that's how you adjust the tappets. I hope that was helpful for you guys. Get a manual and read it. And so far, her intake is good. And another way that I check to see if I was at top dead center, because obviously that flywheel will rotate around. So you see the white hash on that flywheel? That's the T at top dead center. You see the mark? Okay. Now I know I'm at top dead center. But I'm going to show you a little trick. Once you get your valve cover, your rocker arm cover off, take your socket, your 17 millimeter socket, rotate the motor counterclockwise, and watch what the tappets do. Watch. Okay, now you see them moving. Now they're on the intake stroke. That's the one that's pulling the gas into the motor. And when they come up, is now they've allowed the fuel in the motor. The motor's getting fuel, and you watch them come up. Now they're shut, and they're creating that tight combustion area for that fuel to explode and create the power stroke. So you saw the intake go down, it came up, and it shut. What I do is I get something very clean and very gently. I can stick a tool down in here, and I rotate the motor so gently until you'll feel the piston. Don't bind it, it's gently. You'll feel the piston coming up. And when it comes up, you'll feel as you keep rotating, you'll feel it start to go down. So as it's coming up, just about the time you think you're at top dead center, you go to your window and you'll see that T. All right. So hope that was helpful, guys. We're now adjusted the valves in the DR650. All right. Thank you.